Whoa, that could have been disastrous. Hey, good morning everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. After a rainy Friday night, Saturday morning, pretty early yet. It's probably 7:45. Down here working on my border patio area, trying to get this project finished up. What I didn't want to tell you until just now is I'm putting these deck dots in. This is from Decor Lighting in Denver, Colorado. I put these in my swimming pool about probably 4 years ago, and they work really nice. I'll head down and show you what I'm talking about. It gives it a real nice look at night. Just shoots a nice soft light straight up in the air, and they're flush with the surface of the concrete. So here they are. This is what they look like installed. Just flush with the concrete. You barely notice them during the day. Here's one I'm holding. I messed this one up, but I just happened to save it. Just two wires that you just butt connector, silicone into my PVC piping. You can buy them in a 4-pack. And this is the one out of there. So here they are. They have them now you can get them different colors. And on these are just regular ones, deck dots. On my patio, I ordered the next gen. And those you can control with a dimmer switch and make them soft or bright. So these go around my border, and they are 6 foot 8 inches apart from light to light. So up here on my main body of the patio, I measured the perimeter, and I forget what that number was, all the way around the perimeter of the patio, and divided by 20. I ordered 20 lights, and that came up to 6 foot 6. So I come in 3 foot 3 from the corner, because I can't put one on that corner. So I come in 3 foot 3 inches and put a pencil mark, and then I cut a board, just a plastic board, that I went all the way around the perimeter, marking this 6 foot 6. Boom, all the way around. And I used this, so I got a real nice accurate measurement. Whenever I got to the corners, I was able to flex it right in, getting a nice accurate measurement. So whenever I finished all the way around the perimeter, here is 3 foot 3 back from the corner, because I'm ahead 3 foot 3, and here was my number 20 light. So I had 21 inches of difference. So I added an inch to each of my light positionings, and then I got a blue crayon and went around and moved them all ahead an inch, the 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, and so on, all the way around 19 inch, 20 inches. And here I am. If I would have bumped this over an inch, we're right on the money. So down at the pool, we are 6 foot 8. Here we are at 6 foot 7 apart. So I couldn't have planned that any better. I'm glad it worked out that close. So now, when we're up on the deck, looking down at this, I'll see this all lit up at 6 foot 8 inch segments. And down at the pool, I'm sorry, 6 foot 7, I'm talking too fast. 6 foot 7 segments around the patio, then 6 foot 8 around the pool. That'll look nice and symmetrical. You'll never ever pick up 1 inch difference on all those lights. So next, I have all my fittings. And what I do, and I'll set up a camera here in a minute so I stop jumping around. I put a T at each blue mark, and I'll have a piece of pipe coming straight up. And I'll cut that piece of pipe flush with the top of the concrete. And I'll put a strap right around it to hold it in place. I'll have my wires all fished through and looped up, ready to go for the lights. And then I can be ready for my pour Monday morning. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this piping run, do a final grade, get my rebar in. I got to get busy. It rained all night. Look how nice and dry it is with this center drain. I got a little bit of water right there where I'm low, but very little, not much at all. I'm really happy. I'm really happy I put the ditch all the way to daylight through here up under those steps. It's working really good. So I laid T's at all my light positions, and I started right here off of this corner, keeping an equal number this way and that way. That'll be my start of my layout. So I attached my first light right here. Just drilled a hole, put a bracket around it, stuffed the pipe in it. To my next one. And I had it over here, but whenever I was pushing it, it wanted to push out of this. So I just quickly reversed this. Now I'm pushing against it. A little bit of a learning curve on it. So I'm underway. And things are so hard to get. I could only get a couple of the electrical 3/4 as well as the white 3/4. Now I wanted my stubbies coming up in white. I didn't want to see a gray ring around here. The lights are white, so I wanted to go with the white PVC pipe coming up. So mixing the electrical and plumbing a little bit here, not a big deal on low voltage. So now I take my pipe and put it in there. Here is my next location. So I'll just cut my pipe to fit and then attach it right here. And so on. I might have to go get a heat gun and help bend this pipe around here. It's not a 90, it's not a 45, so I think I'll just soften that pipe up and let it bend around all the way around here and so on. So I'll set you up and keep moving forward on this. Heat gun worked real good, just a little slow. I hope they all don't take that long. That was my tightest bend. I can use a 90 on that corner. So right around here, a little bit of heat and I'll get right around that. So the heat gun worked okay there, a little bit slow. I softened that up to get a nice arc in it. That went okay. It didn't work so good on my white PVC pipe. I went to the supply store this morning and they had little to pick from. Things are getting really scarce out there. So I had this up at the garage. So I'm going to use this for this tight area. And you can see how that just bends around there real easy. And I'll cut it to fit and attach. And then on my straight run here, I think my PVC will bend that. My next problem area will be down at that far end. And I'll probably go back to some blue flexible conduit. Okay, it's starting to rain pretty good. I brought all my tools in here. It really ruins these if they get moisture on those triggers in the batteries. It just turns the drill to junk. So try to keep them as dry as I can. I went around and just got all my T's mounted. All that pipe's run. I have to put a T there and go under into the grill. I'm going to put a switch right there on the corner of my grill for these lights. So I need to run down and get some more of that blue conduit for this last section. And then tomorrow I can start fishing. Here it is. I can start fishing this wire through for my lights. So I should be ready for Monday morning. I just need it to stop raining. So the next step I have to do, I have to make these little risers right here that'll push right down into that. And then my lights will push right into that. So I don't want to push it together yet because I need to fish the wire through there. But I need to drill these out and create a little lip so that these lights only push down to where they're flush. Come on up the garage, I'll show you how I do that. So up here at the shop, I have two of my PVC plastic tubes in the bandsaw, and they're set 2 inches from the blade. So I can cut 2 at a time. Then I bring them over with my smooth grinding wheel. Just clean that edge up so that when it's flush with the concrete, it'll be nice and smooth and nothing sharp. Okay, so last piece of the puzzle here. These lights have to push into these sleeves. So I need to drill and create a lip around here, and that's what this drill bit will do. So I've just drilled some holes in this block of wood to help hold them nice and steady. I'll try and do this with the camera right here in front of me. Try and keep it centered. It sort of finds its own center. Take it down about the thickness of the light, plus a little bit. Okay, the lip inside there. Now this light, when this is in the concrete, top of concrete will be right here. These lights will plug in and be flush. Okay, so I got all my sub base tamped, leveled out, tamped, and I put my rebar, my fiberglass rebar in place. That's about the grid I'm looking for. It's getting a little late on a Sunday, and I really don't like working Sundays, but this is my project at my house, and I want it done. So I spent half of the day here working on this. Tomorrow morning, I'll just straighten these up a little bit, tie them, and we are ready for concrete. It'll be nice to get all this mess cleaned up. It's been a long project. So see you tomorrow morning. Okay, so it finally quit raining. Rebar's all in place and tied. We use the power buggies. Wait a minute, what is that?
Hey, get away.
We have the traction mats going all the way up to try and keep the buggies out of the mud. Those tracks do pick up a lot of mud, and we don't want to carry that into our patio area. So traction mats all the way up there. Last truck is due any minute. We can get this project wrapped up. We have all the tools set up, ready to go down at the patio. I'm up here waiting for the mixer to pull in. I have both trucks of color separated in their own piles. I don't want somebody grabbing the wrong color out of the pile and put it in the truck. So I don't have them sitting side by side. I always separate them, keep them a couple steps apart. Buggies are there waiting to be sprayed out. We are ready to go. He's due any minute. Just one of those things felt that's worth talking about, keeping the color for each truck totally separate from each other. Okay, number 1 truck is mixing up all the colors in it. Number 2 truck, we put it on a slow mix. Colors in, he's washing it down. So that way, when we're pouring these, we're not going to get a big gap in the middle of the patio. It'll be fairly similar in consistency and set time. Now it's going to want to crack right off of this corner. So I have a nice rebar grid everywhere. I put 2 pieces of rebar across that. I'm going to saw cut it straight across, or I might angle it. Scratch that. I am going to angle it from that corner to my cut. And that way, when it wants to shrink, all the stress is on an angle, not straight. Here comes our first buggy. A little bit too much in there, spilling it all over. Turn that hopper. And we don't spill it all through, not my yard, but we just don't want to waste it. Over our highway. All right. Only a couple more to go. Here's the A-team. Did you get that 2-thought? Close. Okay, that was 1 truck. So number 2 was already mixed up. All he did was back up. 1 pulled out, 2 pulled in. Probably missed about 30 seconds of power buggy time. We're back in action. So that's 1 truck. It got us right to the pier. I think that's a good place to end the concrete and start the new. Now when Steve dumps his, we'll go right on top of that. We'll do a nice mix and a blend. Continue this right to the end. Our ramp's still holding up pretty good. That border is about 4 days old, so I don't want to run on it. But if they touch it, it would probably be strong enough to handle a little bit of weight. Okay, back on time lapse. Talk to you in the end. We're putting chairs underneath the rods as we pour. Matt has a handful. We're just working them back, tucking the chair, moving the mats. The power buggies will just crush all the chairs and they won't do any good that way. Okay, Jim's doing the last bit of bull floating. What we really want to pay attention to, we want to make sure these 2 heights here are perfect. If this is a little bit low, it'll hold water. If it's a little bit high, it becomes a tripper. So we just want them right on the money. Pour went really good. Steve's starting the edging. And he's keeping that edger nice and clean. Right around there. Very nice. I'll jump on the other side. We'll be stamping in no time. Okay, Steve has Big Blue going, our Fresno, taking care of the middle, and at the same time, we're reaching in, taking care of the edges. That way we won't get any ghosting going on. Everything will blend real nice. And it always goes away, but if we can avoid it, we like to avoid it. Taking care of that edge a little bit up there. This is number 2 truck right here. It's a little bit too soft edge, so we got a little bit of time to breathe. But it's all in direct sun, so breathe quick and we'll be ready. Right, Matt?
Right.
Alright. We're probably going to start stamping right in the middle, and a couple guys will go that way, and a couple guys will come this way. And then we'll all be down here on this bigger section, finishing it up. That's the plan. And the plans can always change. Okay, got my liquid in the sprayer. Just got to give it a good pump. Oh my gosh, where do I start cleaning up? Nice even coat everywhere.
You start in the middle and splitting, or are you just going to start down there?
Let's just start down here. I got yelled at.
That's a good idea. I like that.
I'll get a spray on everything to keep the top from drying out a little bit. Need a spray, Matt? Whoa, that could have been disastrous. This will make the burgers taste good.
Oh yeah. A little bit of bubble gum. All we want to do is set it down.
So with the liquid, it makes it easy. You can peel that up and make sure you're in everywhere. A little bit light right there.
A little light on the edge here.
With dust, it's real hard to see that. Nice. That's what I'm looking for.
What's up?
Channel 4. All stamped, drying nicely. There we go.